Thank you for watching this Hexagon Geospatial e-training module, Graphical Workflow Design using Workflow Manager, Advanced. In this module, you will create a complex form, define trigger actions, and add custom scripts to customize your forms and lists in your workflow. We'll start with the Workflow Manager open and a form that has already been created. In this example, specific data related to a city, specific SQL statements, and Java strings will be used. If you are using your own data, SQL statements, and Java strings, you will have different results. In the Forms option overview list, there are three options: Edit, Clone, or Delete. To modify an existing form, click Edit. To copy the form, click Clone. To delete the form, click Delete. Now let's create a new form. In the Workflow Editor toolbar, click New. The Workflow Editor opens. The entire Workflow Editor screen is essentially a workspace where workflow structure is presented as a graph. In the middle canvas, you can see the layout for the new form. Let's add new tabs. In the Properties panel in the Name field, rename the form Vote Citywide. In the Table field, enter sec_user. In the ID field, enter Email. In the middle canvas, click New Tab Page 1 to create a tab in the Vote Citywide form. Name the new tab Voting tab. This name is a description for you to keep track of the types of tabs you're creating. In the Label field, enter General. The label is the name that the end user will see in the form itself. Name the new group Voting Group. In the Label field, enter Please vote for your favorite project. You have 3 votes. We're going to take 3 combo boxes from the widget text box and change some properties. A combo box is a field in the form where the user selects from several choices by clicking the button to open the drop-down list of values. Change the name in the label and set the list of values using simple SQL statements. Remember that the workflow is strongly data related, so these SQL statements may work for you, but there is no guarantee. In the Toolbox panel in the Widgets list, click Combo Box and drag it into the form layout. Note the blue lines show you where you can drop the combo box into the form. Also note the new area name, New Combo Box 1. Name it Project Grid 1. In the Label field, enter First Vote. In the Data Type field, select Number. The most important property here is the list of values. In the List of Values field, click Edit. The Value Editor dialog opens. In the SQL tab, enter the simple SQL statement, select GID, name from citywide, and click OK. Drag another combo box from the Toolbox panel into the form. Name it Project Grid 2 and change the label to Second Vote. In the Data Type field, select Number. In the List of Values field, click Edit. In the SQL tab, enter the simple SQL statement you see here and click OK. Drag another combo box from the Toolbox panel into the form. Name it Project Grid 3 and change the label to Third Vote. In the Data Type field, select Number. In the List of Values field, click Edit. In the SQL tab, enter the simple SQL statement you see here and click OK. In addition to the widgets, you can place some layout options into the form. In the Toolbox panel, click Layouts to open the Layouts options. In the next step, add a second tab to the form as a demonstration to show how to add and remove tab elements from a form. Click Tab Page. As you move your cursor into the form layout view, notice the blue highlight shows you the possible places in the form where you can drop the tab page. You can either drop it behind or in front of the existing tab. If there are 2 existing tabs, you can drop it in between them. Drop your tab page between the 2 existing tabs. To remove it, make sure it's selected, then go to the Properties panel and click Delete. You can also press the Delete key on your keyboard. Click Yes to the confirmation dialog. Click New Tab Page 2. Remove it as well and click Yes to the confirmation dialog. Now we'll add a new group element to the form. Click and drag the group element to place it beneath the third vote element. Name it Contact Group and label it Contact. Now add some text fields inside the new contact group. In the Toolbox panel, click Widgets Then click and drag the text field element inside the contact group. Drag 3 more text field elements inside the contact group for a total of 4 text field elements. Click the first text field and name it First Name and label it First Name. Click the second text field, name it Last Name and label it Last Name. Click the third text field, name it Email and label it Email. For the email text field, set a validation based on a SQL statement. In the validation field, click Edit to open the Value Editor dialog. In the SQL tab, enter the appropriate SQL statement. Click OK. Click the fourth text field, name it Phone and label it Phone. In the Properties panel, remove the checkmark from Required box. This means users will not be required to enter a phone number into the form. This form will have a Save button so the user can click to execute the Save action to save the information he entered into the form. To add a Save button to the form, in the Toolbox panel, click the Action element and drag it to be placed underneath the entire tab group. Click the new Action 1 element to select it. Name it Save and label it Done. In the Action field, enter Save. You do not need to open the Value Editor because static values can be typed directly. Next, use a workflow trigger node to define actions. There are 3 methods that can be used for the trigger. Before, an action the user does before he gets to the related form. Action, an action the user does in the related form. And after, an action the user does after he leaves the related form. In this case, you will define 3 after triggers. To define the trigger in the demo workflow tree, select Vote for Citywide Projects element. Click the trigger to open the trigger's definition layout. Note that the 3 after triggers are already defined. To demonstrate how to add and remove trigger elements, drag a SQL trigger from the trigger list into the Action Trigger table. It is named SQL Trigger 1. To remove it, in the Properties panel, click Delete. Click Yes to the confirmation dialog. The SQL Trigger 1 is removed and the table says No triggers defined. In this form, we want 3 after triggers that will be executed after the form is closed. Click Update Project Trigger 1 element to select it. In the Properties panel, in the SQL field, click Edit to open the Value Editor. There is no need to use the SQL tab in the Value Editor because in the background, the SQL trigger understands that there must be a SQL statement, so it's sufficient enough to define the statement in the Static Value tab. Click the Static Value tab and enter the following. Click OK to close the Value Editor dialog. Begin in the Demo Workflow Tree view. In the toolbar at the top, click Resources. This opens a Resources overview list where you can view and begin to define your custom scripts and custom styles. You can add new scripts or styles by clicking New at the top toolbar and selecting Script or Style. Here, edit the existing custom script. Note in the Script element, there is an existing custom element. Note the Edit and Delete buttons are available. Click Edit to open the main code field where you can paste code or type in code as needed. Go back one step by clicking the X in the custom breadcrumb in the navigation toolbar. In the toolbar at the top, click New and select Style. In the Edit dialog, enter the name Custom Style for your style. Click Update. The Custom Style view opens where you type in the code you want to use. In this case, we want to label every widget using the color red. The code is in the Code field, and the Custom Style breadcrumb is closed. Now you need to assign the custom scripts and styles. In the navigation bar, click the Demo Workflow breadcrumb. You can either click on a form and select one of the lists, or you can click on an element in the workflow tree and click Edit to go directly to the form, which is assigned to this node. Select the Citywide Project List element. Click Edit. The City Project List view opens. In the Properties panel, there are 2 fields, Custom Scripts and Custom Styles, where you can assign the corresponding customization. Now we'll assign the following customization to the Vote for Citywide Projects form. Close the City Project List breadcrumb. Click the Demo Workflow breadcrumb. Note that the custom script and the custom style are assigned to the WUJ community budget and to Vote for Citywide Projects. In the Custom Styles field, select Custom Style. Click Save. Now we'll look at the resulting form in a different web browser tab. Click the Vote Now form. Click the Vote for Citywide Projects form. You can see all of the elements you defined, Vote for Your Favorite Project section, and Contact Information section. Notice that the labels are colored red. Thank you for watching this e-training module from Hexagon Geospatial. For more e-training, please visit hexagongeospatial.com/etraining.